Linda's in my friend box, by the way. Where am I going to start? Okay, so that was a really great story. It wasn't what I did. I just was going to tell you a little bit how I came to Judaism and really the impact and the things that I think we need to consider, people need to consider during the process. I actually first looked into Judaism a long time ago in the 90s. I lived out in Livermore, so there wasn't a really big Jewish community, and the computer wasn't, it was just kind of coming on board. It was my corporate speak. So I even took a class, and eventually what happens, I just dropped it. I was really young, and I just dropped it. Fast forward a couple years ago, I actually found the Building Jewish Bridges website, as a matter of fact, and there was a lot of outreach that didn't exist in 1993, 94. So I thought I would investigate. Keep in mind, I've been in a relationship for 10 years in September. We married in 2008. Although I haven't exactly been living Jewishly the entire time in my relationship, I did bring out the menorah at Hanukkah. So there were some inklings, it wasn't, I thought it wasn't going to be a big surprise. So after finding the Building Jewish Bridges website and the Becoming Jewish website, I decided to take a class taught by a wonderful rabbi. And by the way, the pleasant surprise for me was it was a lesbian rabbi. And that was a big barrier for me. It was really important. I needed to know that that being a gay individual, that this was accepted as far as you can go, and that not be an issue. It also helped break down my own walls that I put up. Seeing what we see on TV of the right-wing Christian community, those are the seeds that are planted in their heads, and that's the way all religion must be. It's not the case, especially not here. So I took the class, took many classes, and I went through a formal conversion process here at Sinai. And I'm a member here now, and I think that's in part because of the rabbis, especially the rabbi I work with, Rabbi Chester, who, like on my first visit, did a blessing for a lesbian wedding. Of course, I blurted out, married, that's just totally inappropriate. Like, oh, no, I don't mean it that way. But I was just so surprised that in front of everybody, that's not, I didn't see that on TV, that in front of everybody, this beautiful couple was getting a blessing. And everyone was like genuinely, well, you didn't clap, but genuinely happy. And, oh, that's so sweet. I just thought, oh, wow. And it just seemed surreal. But it was really at that point that I felt like I belonged. And as time went on and more services and so forth, and my mate Smoochin also said some wonderful things that really clicked in my mind to know that this was a safe place to be, and it was a welcoming place to be, and that I could be treated as a person and not as the gay one, the token or whatever. So that was really, really important, and I found that here, and that's why I chose here, and I believe you can find that at many, many synagogues. I've been to others in the area, and there's just no barriers. I really don't feel there are any barriers to belonging. So that's a tremendous, tremendous thing. Through this process, the impact to my family and loved ones was a little more than I thought, because I just thought it was so great, and I was like, I'm just so happy, and I feel like I'm being authentic, and I found this really great community. And in the meantime, my dear husband was mortified. And actually, I've been living Jewishly for about 2 years now, and Christmas is coming up again, and we just had a really big discussion the other night. It was more than a discussion, but I really underestimated the impact on him. So my advice is, if you're in a relationship with somebody who's not Jewish, you are creating an interfaith family, you're giving a label, but you need to communicate. Communicate and negotiate, really negotiate. And so that is how I'm handling the holidays, is we're negotiating what I want, what he wants, and what we're going to do in a satisfactory manner. And I think that's really important. As for the impact of my family, it's like I came out once, you came out a second time as a Jew, and it was like, oh, now what are you going to come out as? And it's like, you know, I had as much anxiety about that as I did coming out gay, and it was the same feelings. And you know, many years later, I'm like, I'd just rather keep it a secret. It'd be a lot easier for me. Well, it isn't easy for you. It's not being authentic. It's lying to yourself and lying to your family. So I strongly advocate discussing that with them as well in the manner that's best for you. I did that, and it was very difficult, but it wasn't a problem. And I think my family is pretty accepting, and again, they're kind of used to me shocking them, by the way. And they're still adjusting. They don't really know what it means to be Jewish. My mother wants me to hold Christmas this year, so I'm trying to reconcile how I'm going to do that, and whether or not she knows that Christmas isn't a Jewish holiday. And I've had a friend say, oh, well, who's the Jewish Jesus? Which I think is kind of a funny statement. And, well, you know, that's really not a part of the Jewish religion and the explanation. There's a lot of education involved. I'm constantly educating my family, my husband, my friends, even my Jewish friends, and who were born Jewish and didn't have to take classes and so forth. And it's just been a tremendous experience. It does make me feel alive, even with the conflict that it may have brought and will be bringing. But I just feel that now I'm in a place where I really belong, and you know, I'm hoping that you will feel that way too sometime.